Have you ever sent a message, seen that it's been read, and then you get nothing back? Of course you have. It happens to all of us every single day. So today, we're going to dive into this very modern mystery, the growing culture of not responding.
Oh, you know that feeling. It's almost a physical sensation. You send off a message, you see those two little blue ticks pop up, read, and then crickets. It is so frustrating, and it's a feeling that's basically brand new to our generation. So let's break down why this is happening, and maybe more importantly, what we can do about it.
So first up, let's just call this what it is. It's a silence epidemic. And it really does feel like it's spreading everywhere, doesn't it? It's in our personal lives, and it has definitely invaded our professional ones. So here it is, the official definition. It's the simple but kind of maddening behavior at the heart of everything. A message gets read, a call gets missed, and the person on the other end is just left hanging. It's often a conscious choice to not engage, and wow, is it becoming common. It's wild to think about how much our idea of what's rude has completely flipped. You know, back in the day, it was so impolite to interrupt a real-life conversation to take a phone call. Now, the new version of rude is looking directly at a message someone sent you and just choosing to ignore it. So, the big question is why? Why is this happening? Well, this whole thing isn't happening in a vacuum. There are some very real reasons behind it. And it really all boils down to one core idea. We are overloaded with, well, everything. So what's the real root cause here? Are we all just becoming meaner, ruder people? Probably not. The evidence points to something else. It's the sheer, overwhelming number of ways people can contact us and the constant waterfall of notifications hitting our screens. I mean, just think about it for a second. One single person at work can get a hold of you through your work email, your personal email, Slack, Teams, a text message, maybe even LinkedIn. It's not just one inbox we have to manage anymore. It's like 7. It's no wonder it feels like our digital front door has been completely taken off its hinges. And all this overload leads to this workplace phenomenon that's been called bombardment. Oh, you know this one. It's when a coworker sends you an email, then immediately pings you on Teams about that email, and then maybe sends a text to see if you saw the Teams message. It's this whole anxiety cycle, and it's usually driven by their fear of being ignored in the first place. And the scale of this is it's staggering. Just think about group chats. That's it. Some people are members of over 100 different WhatsApp groups. I mean, just try to imagine keeping up with that fire hose of information. You can't. It's impossible. So what's the result of all this? We end up with this really powerful coping mechanism. We see a message, our brain registers it, but then we have this little voice that says, you know what, someone else will probably handle this. We basically become passive bystanders in our own conversations. But that whole someone else will handle it mindset, it has a pretty serious downside, especially at work. This isn't just some minor annoyance we're talking about. It comes with a real, tangible professional cost. Look, the reasons we go silent are understandable, but the professional impact, it's really damaging. It creates bottlenecks, it causes confusion, and, at the end of the day, it kind of signals a lack of respect for your colleagues' time and energy. It's just unprofessional. Here's a fantastic way to think about it. Imagine you're at a bus stop with 10 other people. You don't just stand there and wait for somebody else to be the first one to buy a ticket, right? Of course not. You just walk up and you buy yours. You see a task and you do it. So, if we wouldn't do it at a bus stop, why on earth do we think it's okay in a work chat? When a question is asked to the whole group, why do we all sit back and wait for someone else to jump in first? The exact same idea of individual responsibility applies here. Professionally, the expectation is actually really simple. People just want closure. Your silence leaves the other person in total limbo. But a quick, hey, I can't do that, or not possible, that gives a clear answer, and it allows everyone to just move on. In the workplace, trust me, any response is way better than no response. And this whole idea extends to our digital clutter too. If you're in a group chat for a project that ended months ago, just staying in there as a silent observer, you're just adding to the noise. The professional and frankly courteous thing to do is to just politely excuse yourself and leave the group. Okay, so we've looked at the problem, we've talked about the cause, and we've seen the cost. But hey, this isn't a lost cause, not at all. So how do we actually fix this? How do we bring back the simple act of replying? And here's the beautiful part.
The solution is so simple. It doesn't require a long, thought-out email. A simple 2-word reply can completely break the cycle of silence. Got it? Confirms you saw it. Thanks closes the loop. I'll get back to you manages their expectations. It really is that easy.
Because ultimately, this isn't just about you. Every single time you send one of these little replies, you're casting a vote for a more responsive, more respectful culture for everybody. You're not just replying to a message, you're actually becoming part of the solution. So I'll leave you with this thought. We're always trying to measure our productivity in these big things, right? Like big reports or finished projects. But what if the most productive thing you do all day is just typing 2 words, got it, and hitting send? Something to think about. Thanks for tuning in.